Hey, I'm Chey, and I know what you're thinking. This doesn't look like my usual habitation center. Did I escape? Did I bribe the guards? I promise in this video I'm gonna kind of explain. Ready? Rollin'. I am 23 and still live with my parents. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, especially in this economy. I did live away from my parents for 4 years when I was in college at Georgetown, but I always came home for the summer because your girl, there is no way she could have afforded an apartment in DC. Yikes. But as a young 20-something usually is in this situation, have been pretty much snapping at the bit to try and get my own place as soon as possible. Not that I don't love my house, not that I don't love my parents, it's just that as a growing adult trying to break into my career, trying to figure out who I am as a human being and as an adult in the world, it's just getting to the point where our paths are kind of diverging. I need my own space to grow my own way. Now, a lot of people are very fortunate to be able to have jobs where they can afford apartments or roommates or houses. I am not, because I am a freelance audio engineer. But I am lucky to have the family that I have and to be blessed to be able to live with my parents for as long as I have. But it's getting to be, like I said, where if possible, it's best for me to have my own space, which is just a natural part of life. It is something that I have been wanting for a long while, looking forward to for a long while, and it's one of my goals for this year, 2023, and don't want to speak too out of turn, but ladies, gentlemen, all configurations of being, it looks like it's finally happening. I am finally, hopefully, moving out to my own place. It's kind of not my own place because this place belongs to my family. I'm just lucky to be able to live in it. Let me quickly explain. This house was built by my family, and it was kind of my mom and their siblings' childhood home. It passed to another member of my family, and then he passed away, and it came back into my mom and dad's possession. Since then, we've kind of just been using it as a storage slash getaway house. Not really a getaway house, but as a secondary home. If you don't know, my childhood home, the home you usually see me making videos in, and that I would love to stay in, is in a desperate floodplain. Floods a lot. It is the reason that I have trauma issues related to rain, especially heavy rain. So as much as I love the woods in that area, as much as I love that house, for my mental health, I especially really don't need to be there in the spring. So this house has kind of served as our get things out of the house that are in damage of being flooded and ruined and put them in this house, and also, goodness forbid, in case something does happen to that house, this is where we're gonna go to, is kind of like our safe haven. Plus, like I said, our family does own this home. It has belonged to our family for many, many, many years. For a few years, my parents thought that they were going to move down there and that I was just going to have my childhood home to myself, but since then, it's kind of flip-flopped because they just have not yet moved out of that house, and they don't think that they're ever going to, at least not for the foreseeable future. In light of that, this house does need someone to live in it, to take care of it. Now you might say, oh, tenant, rent it out. Not about that, no. But it does need someone to live in it and take care of it. I think someone else might already be living here. What was that? Uncle Gary? Anyway, if you know anything about older houses, they really start to fall into disrepair when someone it isn't being lived in. And even though my parents were not living in here yet, we do come up here often, especially on the weekends, because we cut grass, we just stay the night, but it's not the same as living in it. So the solution, me, I need a place to live in. Where I live in Middle Tennessee, rent for like a studio apartment is about $2,000, and that's on the low end of the spectrum. I'm not making enough income right now to afford an apartment on my own, not even to apply for an apartment. I can't afford rent, but I am making enough of an income to help offset the bills here and just generally take care of myself. That is doable for me. And that's really all I need. I don't have to pay my parents' rent, just as long as, you know, the bills are taken care of and the house is being upkept. It's a win-win. I don't plan on being here forever, but I do plan on being here probably for as long as possible. Not only because it's affordable, but also I'm just helping out my parents. And my parents are older, and as much as they won't like to admit it, they do need a lot more help with things than they needed to a few years ago. They're not completely helpless. They're blue-collar workers, have been their entire lives. They can handle themselves. I like to help out where I can, and this is one way that I can definitely help out and help myself in the process. That being said, moving in, as it is anytime, moving into any place is going to be a process. I'll do a full kind of tour later, but it just generally needs some TLC, some cleaning up. It's all in one piece. But like, you know, the cabinets need to be dusted, plates need to be washed, floors need to be cleaned, carpets need to be shampooed, stuff like that. And then there's the process of actually moving in, making the house more mine, I guess, if you want to put it that way. I'm going to be making a small series of videos surrounding that and just what the process is like, what I'm going through, how I'm dealing with it, especially if problems arise and how we're going to deal with those, because there is some construction-esque things that need to be done, but nothing too gigantic. Something I'm even more excited to do than just generally move out is to declutter all my crap. In my childhood home, I have so much stuff that needs to be gone through: books, clothes, music, movies, all that kind of stuff. And I have been waiting for when I'm going to move out as the perfect chance to go through that stuff and just absolutely decimate it with decluttering. I was gonna say I don't know why I waited till I was about to move out to declutter all this stuff, but yes, I do. Well, I guess it's kind of related to ADHD, like the now or never kind of mindset. It's because moving out, I knew would put the pressure on me to really nail down what matters, as in what I want to take with me, and what can be let go of. Because if y'all have ever moved, you know that the less stuff you have to move, the better. So I feel like this is gonna be crunch time for me to be like, am I ever gonna really read this book again? Or do I want to carry it up a flight of stairs? I'm very, very excited to go through all that, and I'm going to film it and show y'all, because part of my guilty pleasures, no, it's not even guilty, it's just one of my pleasures, are decluttering and organizing videos. And I love making them myself. I think they're a lot of fun. One of the biggest obstacles in this house has been the bookcase in my own personal bedroom. My dad hand-built me a giant bookcase to go in my room, to not only house like my TV, but my games, and of course, my books, and it is massive. Problem is, it's been here for a while, so as we've been moving stuff in and out and storing stuff here, that place has kind of become the Bermuda Triangle for all my media, so all the books that I just don't have room for at home anymore, I bring here and they just wind up on the bookshelf. There's no real rhyme or reason for the kind of organization that's on it. And as I'm filming this video, I'm actually about to leave, that's why I'm kind of rushing this video, but I have been here for a few nights just to sort of test run and feel out how it's going to be to stay here by myself. And I figured that the bookcase was the perfect task to tackle in these few days. And I did. You're going to see that probably in a separate video. But it was a task. Because I went through and pulled everything off those shelves, and then I had to sort it, declutter, go through the boxes of books that had yet to be put up around the house, all the knickknacks that I had lying around on the shelf. It was a job. Yet I am so very happy and proud of how it turned out, and I'm really excited to show y'all how it turned out. I'm very, very, very proud of it. It's not in its final stages, but it is leagues better above what it was. But if you've noticed I've been absent from social media, you probably haven't. It's because I've been here, cleaning, and doing all that. Am I nervous about moving out? Yes. Am I kind of scared? Also yes. Do I feel like I'm gonna be homesick? Yes, absolutely. It has definitely been a complicated feeling avalanche so far, and I'm not even gone. This is just for a few days. I'm going back home tonight, trying to work through all those feelings. I think the biggest thing that has helped me is because, like I said, I've never lived away from home except for when I was in college, and I think about it in context alongside my college experience. Whereas when I was in college, of course, I was homesick, but I was 900 miles away from home. It's not like when I got homesick, I could just, catch a flight and come back out. I couldn't afford a flight. And if I wanted to drive, that's like a 9-10 hour drive. I'm 900 miles away. If I'm homesick, I'm at school. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. If I get homesick here, my house is just 30 minutes away. I can just hop in the car and go and be there in half an hour. So while I do know that I am going to be homesick, I feel better about it because at least, again, I'm not 9 hours away. I'm away from home enough to have like my own space and my own kind of little world and like a new experience of being independent and just building my life, if you want to put it that way. But I am also close enough to where it is accessible for me to go back if I want to, if I need to, which is really kind of what I want, especially right now in my life. Nervous, scared, yeah, stuff, but I'm not really worried about it because I did get a practice run. That's what I like to call Georgetown. I got a practice run at living alone at Georgetown because 3 of my 4 years there, I did live by myself. I didn't have any roommates, but it really was a practice run because at the end of the year or like the end of the semester, you go home at the summer. This, yeah, I can go home anytime I want, but like this is more of a shift. This is more of a permanent-esque move. There's no, oh, I'm here for 6 months and then I just go home for 3 months during the summer and like leave this house empty. It's like, no, like this is where I'm gonna be now. It's swapping to where instead of my home kind of being my home, and school sometimes felt like more of like an escape because it was temporary compared to going home. Now it's like my childhood home is the temporary escape, and this is the more permanent place that I then escaped to. That was probably too heavy-handed a metaphor, and I lost everyone. You can tell why I never became a teacher. So I know this video is a little bit shorter than my typical videos, and you're probably a little bit thankful for that, but also a little bit surprised. And I'll tell you why it is. Simply, it's because I'm tired. But I did want to make an update letting y'all know what was going on, because this has been in the works for a while, but just now it is like 99% confirmed that this is happening, and it's going to be happening soon. I didn't want to spill the beans, let lay cat out of lay bag, until I was sure that it was about to happen, like within the next few weeks following the announcement. That way I could film update videos for y'all, I could make a little series out of it, all that goodiness. Again, with the hands, Chey. What is this? It's my mad scientist era. It's not my villain era, it's my mad scientist era. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, I just didn't want to spill the beans until I was sure that it was going to be happening, like, soon after I announced it. Because I didn't want to be like, oh, actually, 2 months from now is when I'm moving in. But here it is. Now it is out of the bag, so you know that it is on its way. It is happening. We are smooth McGroovin', moving along, and I can't wait to take y'all along on this journey as I travel it myself. Therefore, now was the perfect time to update y'all, let y'all know what was going on, give y'all a little sneak preview into the videos you can expect super soon, and get a little excited for it. Get more than a little excited. Get very excited. You're not excited enough. More. Moving content isn't the only content I'm going to be doing. That's another aspect about moving out. Not only is this house going to provide the kind of space that I need to grow and mature in my life as a young independent adult, it's also going to give me the perfect environment to film that I have been waiting for. Because as much as I love my old house, the walls are paper thin. And as much as I love my parents, they are human beings. They cannot be silent every hour of the day or when I want to film or when I plan to film. So therefore, filming is kind of a nightmare at home. Unless nobody is home but me. But here, my own house, where I'm going to be the only one here unless I invite someone in, and the walls are perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I just know it's going to be very conducive to me being able to make the videos that I want to make, and more of a variety of content of the kind of things that I want to make, and I'm very, very, very so super excited to get to work on those projects, because I have so many that have been building up, so many that have been in the works, and I can't wait to actually get to work on them and then share them with y'all. And the first video you'll probably see after this one is either the reading for 24 hours challenge, which I, as of making this video, have still not finished, yikes, or the organizing the bookshelf in my room video. As for now, though, that's gonna be it for me. If you ain't heard from anyone else today, I love you. Love and peace.